It's on TV. It's on TV. It's on TV.
Yora!
Welcome to the Wellyworld News, broadcasting this postcard back to the U.S. from Wellington, New Zealand.
I'm Benjamin.
And I'm Willie.
Oh, great. Well, tonight we find out what it's like to face the famous Kamite dance, or haka. A haka is a dance in which the whole body moves to impart meanings, and Kamite is the best known of all Maori haka. A famous chief called Taropara, when pursued by his enemies, was hidden in the Kamara, or sleepy turtle pit, by the remarkable hairy chief of a friendly tribe. The wife of that chief sat in front of the entrance to hide the pit, hiding him. As Tamarohara sat in front of the darkness, waiting for his enemies to go away, he whispered to himself, "I may die, I may die, I may live, I may live." When his pursuers had gone, he climbed from the pit and joyfully declared, "This is the hairy man who fetched the sun and caused it to shine once again. One step upward, another step upward, and the sun shines." This traditional dance has since then been passed through generations and famously used by the traditional rugby team, the All Blacks, before the beginning of the game. So, what is it like to face such a performance? And now we go over to our reporter, Sanatana, who is with the United States rugby team. Who are you about to face with the Kamite Haka?
Thank you, Benjamin. Now here I am, Santiana Marquez, with two great rugby players, Taylor and Bruno. So tell me, I heard last week y'all did great in the finals. How was it?
Yeah, dominated, sweet as, man.
We just out there and did our thing, we just dominated. It was ours.
That's great. So how long have y'all been playing rugby?
Since I was born.
About since I could walk.
I've been playing longer than you. Obviously, the better player.
We all know, Taylor. So Bruno, me and the audience was wondering, who's that girl by your side, the lovely girl? Is that your girlfriend?
Why, yes it is.
She's lovely.
What did she say?
She said she's my woman.
What?
That's what she said.
I tell you. I
What,
tell
you wanna
you.
go?
I tell you.
You wanna go?
I tell you.
What?
The real question is, who isn't she dating?
Thanks, Santana. Now, let's take a look at a controversial issue that has the locals divided and is annoying the good folks of Hollywood. Wellington is New Zealand's capital city and has everything you would ever want in one compact windswept area. It also calls itself, or has been referred to as, Wellywood. On account of its modest input into the world of film, it is the home of the world-famous Weta production company responsible for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, District 9, and Avatar, as well as upcoming features like The Hobbit and Tintin, as well, and all well and good, but the fact is that does the city need to celebrate its success in the world of entertainment by putting a large white Wellywood sign in the style of the world-famous Hollywood sign on one of its hillsides? Some say yes. Over 7,500 Facebook users and some Hollywood executives who say it is a breach of copyright say no. Is there a better way to promote and celebrate Wellington's international reputation and success? Or if there must be a large sign on a hillside, could it possibly say something else? To discuss these matters and some alternatives, we go now to our entertainment reporter, Ryan Seacrest.
Thanks, Willie. I'm Ryan Seacrest, and here with me is Lando from the airport, and Arnold Schwarzenegger from Hollywood.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
I'm quite fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So the question that's on everybody's mind is, why the sign?
Well, as you know, the World Cup is coming up in not too long, and we want to advertise ourselves to the world. I mean, we're kind of known as New Zealand's capital, but nothing more. We want to make sure they remember the experience from the World Cup, and Wellington sign really describes our message.
You think you're going to do the Beijing Olympics?
Well, I mean, if that happens, yes, but we're not trying to be eccentric.
Well, My mom's question is, do you think we're going to lose a sense of where we come from? It's not Wellington anymore.
No. We're not losing the sense of Wellington. We're still going to be Wellington. We're just advertising ourselves, making sure the world knows about us. And in the end, it's our money, our land. We can do what we wish.
That story was full, just like my stomach after eating at Jay's Steakhouse. That's good. You can get a steak for only $14.99 and a side of fried potatoes. Or in here we like to call them chips. Very good. And here joining me now is Arnold Schwarzenegger from Hollywood. Hi Arnold, how are you doing? I see you're getting your glasses on.
Quite. Hello.
So, what do you think of the sign?
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's our sign to the world. And it's people think of Hollywood, they think of the bright white letters, and they don't think of Wellington or Wellyworld, whatever it is. It's absolutely absurd.
Absurd, yeah. Well, do you have any other suggestions? Maybe not Wellywood, maybe something else?
Well, I don't think they should even have a sign to portray for the world, but since they already spent time and money for it, they might as well do something more creative than stealing our sign. Maybe just plant trees that spell Wellington, not Wellyworld. It's preposterous.
Well, certainly that is. I think it should actually be Welly Welly Ding Dong. Suits for me. Well, I'm Ryan Seacrest for Wellywood News, and back to you, Willie. Seacrest.
Thanks, Ryan. And now, a look at the Kiwi language. With the Rugby World Cup hosted by New Zealand in just under 100 days' time, we try to unpack the mumbly, occasionally mystified language that the locals have created out of English. When tourists arrive in New Zealand, one of the first things they notice is that, even though everybody might be speaking English, they can't understand a word the locals are saying. There's a lot of unique phrases used here in New Zealand, such as the all-purpose sweet as and the unexpected ch, along with this an interesting vowel structure which seems to put a U in every word. So the common phrase such as fish and chips, a local delicacy, becomes fish and chops. New Zealand ladies also tend to say everything in a rising intonation, even mid through a sentence. So everything sounds like a question, which is disconcentrating because tourists often try to answer what a Kiwi might be saying, even though it's not a question. Meanwhile, in New Zealand, males, which tend to start a sentence strongly but then trail away mumbling after one or two words, they add this inclusion of a phrase incorporated from the Maori language, such as tu meke, meaning too much, or kai, meaning food. Just confuses even more. We now go to the language guide, Ricky, who is a couple of Kiwis right now, and is going to try to unravel what they're saying in this conversation. Good day, Ricky. How are you getting on there, Bay?
Pretty good. I'm here with
Nashan.
and
Shaniqua.
hello.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
You're both from New Zealand?
Aye.
The God Zone.
How's the food here?
Choice.
Very, very choice.
And that means?
Very good.
All right. What do you both do for a living?
We are sheep farmers. You know, we plant the sheep, we water the sheep. You know you've got a bad sheep when he has a very red bottom. You need to kick that sheep out.
Okay then. How do you like living in New Zealand? What is the life like here?
Very good.
Very choice.
Very choice.
Very good. Well, there you have it. I'm Ricky, and now it's back to Ben German in the studio.
Sure to you, Ricky. Now we go over to Teresa for a look at the weather. We can expect up and down this fabulous, gorgeous country.
What have you got for us, Teresa? Rain?
Thanks, Ben German, or should I say, Trebro to you. Now, let's have a squiz at the weather across New Zealand. Starting in the far north and Kayatayat, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. In Auckland, there'll be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions, but those are the conditions and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather at all for the Bay of plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but is expected to be back for the weekend. In Napier and Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We have really no idea what's going to happen there. In Taranaki, a mild depression brings with it a very dull day, with no highlights at all. It'll be overcast and gloomy all morning. But these things should cheer up by the evening, so don't worry, everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all, and the conditions will be so pleasant they'll actually be extreme. In the top South Island, Kaikoura can always expect to have a good day. Sunny and calm and idyllic surroundings, except for tomorrow, when you can expect the worst weather you've ever seen. A real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms, and some very angry snow. And lower in the south, in Dunedin, will be frosty, cold, and unfriendly until late morning when the sun will pop out for a visit. Everybody likes the sun. That's all for me. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Back to you fellas in the studio.
Well, thanks, Teresa. And on that note, we'll have to call it a wrap. We hope you have enjoyed the show.
Many thanks to each of our guests, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Until then, I'm Ben German.
And I'm Willie for Wellywood News.
Goodbye
and adios.
So, yes.
It's on TV. It's on TV. It's on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's meant to be on TV, and it's on now. It's on TV.
you've seen it on a TV show.
It's on TV. It's on TV. It's on
You've
now.
seen it on a TV show.
It's on TV.
You've seen it on a TV show.
It's on TV. It's on now. It's on TV. And it's on
You've
now.
seen it on a TV show.
Now.
Ladies and gentlemen,